Are you seeing things from God's perspective or just your own? It's a question that can change everything. We're often so rooted in our traditions and beliefs that we don't stop to ask if they align with God's truth. Just because something feels right doesn't mean it is right. Proverbs 14:12 tells us there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Now that's a powerful reminder. God's ways aren't the same as ours. We may justify our traditions with a limited understanding, but God sees the bigger picture. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He knows the beginning from the end. Colossians 2:8 warns us. Hold on, let me get to it. Beware lest anyone cheat you through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of men, according to the basic principles of the world, and not according to Christ. So, if we're being honest, we sometimes put human ideas and traditions above God's truth. We hold on to them, not because they bring us closer to Him, but because of how they make us feel. It's not easy to admit. Trust me, I've been there. Isaiah 55:8-9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord." Letting go of our own reasoning and trusting that His ways are higher, it can be difficult. But if we want to align our hearts with Him, it's necessary. Think about Christmas for a second. It's tough to even question it, right? We grew up with it. It feels warm and familiar. But if we're honest, December 25th is tied to traditions that do not point to the birth of Jesus Christ. It points to the worship of sun gods, S-U-N lowercase G-O-D-S. And yet we try to reframe it as a celebration that is centered on Christ. But is it really? Even the biblical timeline doesn't align with December 25th. Luke chapter 1 talks about John the Baptist being conceived after Zechariah's priestly service, which scholars place around June. Zechariah is John the Baptist's dad. That would mean John was born around March. Luke 1 also tells us that Jesus was conceived about 6 months after John, which points to a September-October birth, not December. The Bible doesn't give us an exact date, but it's clear December 25th is not it. It's a day that's rooted in other traditions. Here's something else to consider, okay? People who don't even follow Christ celebrate Christmas. Isn't that telling? As believers, we're called to be set apart. We should not blend in with practices that may not align with God's truth. There's a pastor that I listened to not too long ago that gave an example that stuck with me. All right. He said, so imagine your spouse's birthday is February 4th, but you decide to celebrate it on a day that was special with an X, like July 1st, because you want to redeem the date. How would your spouse feel? Shoot, how would you feel? Okay, would that feel like true love and honor? Probably not. So why do we think that is a logic that will work with Jesus? Matthew 15:8-9 says, "These people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me." This is not about guilt or judgment. It's just about reflection, okay? No condemnation here. Can't. Are we letting traditions take the place of true worship? Are we willing to examine our hearts, even if it means rethinking what we've always done? So my ask, okay? This is what I ask you. Are we seeing things from God's perspective or just our own? Because when we choose His way over ours, we find true peace and purpose. Is this something that you've ever considered before? Let me know in the comments.